Tonight on News 5 Live, the National Assembly convenes a parliamentary service in honor of the late Toledo East Area Rep Mike Espat. A mother and her infant son succumbs to injuries they received during Friday's house fire in Belize City. The remains of a missing Coruscant cab driver are found almost 3 months later. And what's with the frequent power outages? BEL responds. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country, today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
$2,251,000 slices of watermelon are eaten by tourists each year in Belize, benefiting local farmers and processors directly. Tourism means business.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Galenia Hospital, located in Cancun, Mexico's premier tourism destination, is a state-of-the-art healthcare facility that provides highly specialized medical services. We are Quintana Roo's biggest private hospital with board-certified doctors and staff. Some of our services include cath lab, adult intensive care unit, neonatal intensive care unit, emergency rooms, operating theaters, ambulance services, and more. We are a medically accredited hospital by JCI, Accreditation Canada International, and General Health Council, providing extraordinary care in every specialty, from our cardiology department to our neurology center. We are focused on treating the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Contact us at medicaltourism@hospitalgalenia.com or visit our website at www.hospitalgalenia.com. Come to Galenia Hospital in Cancun for a truly personal medical care experience.
Hi, my name is Leah Mangar, and I am currently the Administrative Assistant at Yasche Conservation Trust here in beautiful Punta Gorda. I received the Social Security Board Scholarship in the year of 2021. After I was told that I was a successful recipient of this scholarship, I was very grateful. This scholarship has assisted me in various ways. Firstly, it relieved me of financial constraints. So that was the main obstacle that was keeping me back. But receiving this scholarship allowed me to gain the skills and the knowledge that I needed to attain the job that I currently have. I would just encourage you all to apply to the scholarship, and the process is very, very easy. You will find a link and it will direct you to everything that you need in order to submit your application. And once you submit it, pray and just hope for the best, because you just will never know if you can get it.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, April 30th. I am Sabrina Daly. The House of Representatives and the Senate met in parliamentary service this afternoon in honor of the late Toledo East Area Representative Mike Espat. They gathered at the National Assembly to pay homage to the lifelong stalwart of the People's United Party. Also in attendance were Espat's family and friends. As we reported last week, the former teacher turned career politician passed away on April 22nd from a massive heart attack. Since then, there has been an outpour of condolences from Belizeans at home and abroad. We begin our newscast tonight with a formal remembrance from Belmopan.
Maransika, today we honor our dear friend and colleague, the honorable member from Toledo East, Mike Espat, and bid him farewell. Before every house meeting, Mike Espat would join us as we pray the national prayer, and I invite all to join me in the closing part of this prayer as we say, please join me as we say, and after enjoying the blessings of this life, please admit, dear Lord, to that eternal reward that you have prepared for those who love you. Amen. Please join me in standing to give Mike Espat a standing ovation for his life and service to his people and Belize. He was here because of you and because of what he believed in, which is always to serve the people, all the people. This alone made Mike Espat special. This alone made him a good Belizean. I can think of no greater moment for Mike than those times when he traveled across the Toledo district to meet his constituents and to watch Toledo grow. The people of Toledo lost a true champion.
While it is a somber time, and yes, there is grief to be had, I believe there is much to be celebrated in the life of service that the honorable member lived. I know they call him Iron Mike, but I'd like to remember him as the gentle giant, maybe not in size of height, but certainly in spirit and intellect, passion that he had for his people. It is ironic that in the budget speech that I gave a few weeks ago, I talked about the mortality of all of us in this honorable house. And I talked about how we have to use these budgets and these policies to further the lives of our people and to leave a legacy behind, because we can't take any of the material things that we amass on planet Earth with us when we go.
First, let me begin by acknowledging and thanking the family of the Honorable Michael Espat, for we know for any member who has served as long as the member for Toledo East, it is really the member and his family who have given service to country with the committed support of family. He was first elected to the House of Representatives in 1989 and went on to serve 6 terms as the area representative for the Toledo East constituency. On behalf of the National Assembly of Belize and the staff of Parliament, we extend our heartfelt condolences to you, the family. Our thoughts and prayers are with you through this difficult time.
Following the brief special sitting this afternoon, Prime Minister John Bersenio spoke with reporters outside of the House. While he continued to speak fondly of Mike Espat, the leader of the People's United Party also touched briefly on comments made by the late politician's first cousin. During an interview last Thursday, Cayo South Area Representative Julius Espat was firm in his belief that the PUP disrespected Mike Espat by allowing Chief Executive Officer Dr. Osman Martinez to essentially declare his candidacy in public. Before we get to the PM's response on that issue, here's what he had to say about today's parliamentary service.
I think it's the least we can do as a tribute and honor to the work of Honorable Mike Espat. Because as I've been telling everybody, he has always been a man of service and service to the people. And repeated again, he started off as a teacher, a principal, and then he went on to electoral politics to be able to believe that at that level he can be able to bring more development for the Toledo district. Many people can't comprehend where the Toledo district was in 1998, 1989 when he was first elected. and the tremendous work that he did pushing for the Southern Highway, ensuring that we could put more infrastructure in the Toledo district and more schools and clinics and making opportunities available.
There's a 90-day window during which a by-election must be held to fill the void in Toledo East. CEO Osman Martinez had expressed an interest in running for the People's United Party in that constituency prior to Espat's death. But he may not be the only aspiring politician eyeing the vacant seat in the House of Representatives. So what is in place for someone else within the PUP to succeed Mike Espat? Party leader John Briceño gave an update on a meeting that was recently held regarding succession.
In terms of succession for Toledo East, where are we in terms of the PUP lining up for a convention?
Well, what we did, we had a national executive last week, Thursday, and I asked that we continue to pay respect for the life and work that Mike has done. And so as a party, we said that we will not do any announcements until after today. So tomorrow, the chairman will be making out an announcement as to the process. Yes, there's going to be there's going to be a convention, and if there are more than one persons offering themselves, then we'll have a convention. And then after that, obviously, then I will decide when I believe within the 90 days to call the elections.
The United Democratic Party is wasting no time in putting forward a suitable candidate to contest the upcoming by-election in Toledo East. Over the weekend, party leader Shine Barrow traveled south to Punta Gorda, where he met with former area representative Eden Martinez and UDP mayoral candidate Franklin Cranca Polonia to endorse Dennis Garbut's candidacy for area representative. When we caught up with Barrow at Independence Plaza, he did not respond to our questions about the UDP's move in Toledo East, but instead kept his remarks on the late Mike Espat. Wally Nunez was returned as the mayor of San Pedro for a second time. The mayor said he was going back to office the next day and continue the work of San Pedranos. But there was always speculation, based on the unfriendly relations between Nunez and the sitting area representative of Belize Rural South, Andrew Perez, that perhaps Nunez would challenge Perez for that seat. Perez was recently reinstalled as the Minister of the Blue Economy after several months on suspension, following a sexual assault allegation by an attorney. He has since hit the pavement running upon his return to cabinet. And throughout his suspension, he said he took that time to rekindle with his voters. But will that be enough to usher him back to office? We ask because Nunez, in whose favor the municipal polls overwhelmingly swung in 2021 in a predominantly red municipality, has been able to hold on to the popularity he enjoys among San Pedro voters. And on his Facebook page on Monday, Nunez quelled all speculation that he was indeed considering challenging Perez for the seat. This is testament, Nunez wrote to San Pedro and Kikoker residents, that I will be sending on my application to represent you all. He announced that his decision followed requests from the residents to represent them in the general elections. But if the People's United Party on an election convention to choose a standard bearer, Nunez will have roughly a year to prepare for his first battle with Perez. We tried to reach Nunez for an interview today, but could not. Perez, who was in cabinet meeting at the time when we contacted him for a reaction, said he had no comment. Coming up, a man killed in his own yard in Belmopan.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. Jesus says in John 8:12, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. It is said that when the famed O. Henry was on his deathbed, that he turned to the maid attending him in a darkened room and said, "Raise up the shades. I do not want to go home in the dark." As man faces death, he need not fear going home in the dark. When Jesus died for our sins on the cross of Calvary, he raised the shade up. No longer do we have to walk in darkness. Jesus said in John that if men walk in darkness, it is because their deeds are evil. Jesus says, "I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life." Don't leave earth without him. He has raised the shade up, and you don't have to go home in the dark. Trust him today for forgiveness, and let him turn the light on in your life. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
The Atlantic International Bank, biggest and costliest disputes in Belize's banking history, has ended with a now approved $23 million settlement. That's how much Atlantic International Bank must fork over to the Federal Trade Commission.
Remember back in 2019 when Atlantic International Bank was sued for its involvement in the Sanctuary Bay land scam?
The amount involved would in any case have killed the bank.
It has already forced the winding up of Belize's largest offshore bank, Atlantic International, and that has left scores of depositors holding an empty bag, standing to lose possibly all their savings.
Back then, it was Atlantic International, killed by a $23 million settlement. Now, Atlantic Bank has loaned over $60 million to Stake Bank without adequate collateral.
So, what will the central bank Governor Kareem Michael do?
Mr. Governor, will you not address the nation? Should depositors be concerned about their money?
Bye. Why long time to try call you?
Meet Alex.
Where they go on, man?
Alex signed up for a DigiOne Premium Bundle. He's loving it. With his free mobile plan, Alex can talk and surf on the go as much as he wants. Topping up and buying data is a thing of the past. Alex now has DigiTV. He enjoys all his games and his favorite shows, no matter if he's on the go or at home. And Alex also enjoys the fastest, most reliable home internet speeds with his DigiNet service. He is living his best life. Alex bundled. Alex is saving $70 monthly compared to purchasing these services from the other providers. Be like Alex. Sign up for your DigiOne bundle package today. DigiOne. One bundle, no hassle, exceptional value.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Life is full of precious moments worth cherishing.
moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
We all know about the phasing out of single-use plastics and the enactment of pollution from the plastics regulations. One of the key components in this regulation states that for an item to be considered biodegradable, it must consist of more than 50% of bio-based content. Here, you will find out how the Department of the Environment determines what items meet the criteria and what equipment is being used to guide that process.
Since 2019, the Department of the Environment has been working with CIFAS in doing microplastics. Through this project, CIFAS has donated 2 microscope Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy equipment to strengthen capacities on monitoring and enforcement to reduce marine litter and plastic pollution. The FTIR can be used to identify unknown materials. The Department of the Environment will use the equipment to determine the composition of single-use plastics and biodegradable products to enforce the environmental protection, pollution from plastics regulations.
While we have a long way to go with the implementation of the pollution from plastics regulation, having this equipment is one step closer. For more information on what's being done about biodegradables and ways you can help, visit our website at www.doe.gov.bz.
On Friday, we reported on a Belize City fire that destroyed a house on Raccoon Street, injuring Malika August and her 2-year-old son, Jaden. Tonight, there is sad news to report following that incident. Both victims have succumbed to their injuries. On Saturday, around 4:20 p.m., 2-year-old Jaden August was pronounced dead at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, where he was receiving treatment, and the following day, around 8 p.m., Malika August also passed. For more details on what caused this tragic incident, we spoke with Kenneth Mortiz of the National Fire Service.
As protocol, we got into operation extinguishing the fire, and shortly after, our investigation commenced. We learned that the building was occupied by 2 adults and a minor, namely Miss Malika August and Mr. Michael Gill, and a 2-year-old baby boy. During the early stages before the fire department's arrival, the mother and son duo, they were rushed to the hospital after we learned that they received extensive fire damage to varying parts of their body. As the nation knows, since the weekend happened, both mother and son lost their lives as a result of the burns that they suffered, which leads us to believe as a fire department, as a community, what safety measures do we have in place when faced with these type of situations? Prior to getting into the cars, the structure was built in such a way that it had actually one door which served its main entrance and exit. We learned that it is alleged the stove was left on, and for some unknown reason, the mother, she went to take a nap, and the wind caught a whiff of that open flames, using the curtain as a ignition source. So you're looking at an open flame, and sitting right next to that open flame was a butane tank. It was just a disaster waiting to happen. It's an unfortunate event, a very, very sad one at that. We're looking at an 18-year-old young mother and her siblings, and that's 2 lives gone way, way too early.
Today in Belmopan, a man was murdered in his own yard after being lured outside by his assailant. The victim has been identified as Pedro Hernandez, who was chopped to death upon exiting his house. As police are still investigating the crime, Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero gave us the details of the incident thus far.
Earlier today, police visited a house at the Belmopan area in Belmopan. Upon arrival, they saw a male person identified as Pedro Hernandez with chop wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Information is that Pedro Hernandez was at his house when he was called out by a male person, and as soon as he came out, he was chopped by this person. We are seeking one suspect in regards to this report.
He knew the person?
I do not have any other information at this time. That is all information. The area is still being canvassed, and detectives are on the ground working on the case.
The remains of 57-year-old Rosalito Pacheco have been found in Consejo Village in Corozal. On February 1st, 2024, the San Joaquin Village taxi driver was reported missing by concerned family members after failing to return home the night before. In late February, Pacheco's gold Toyota Corolla and keys were found at the residence of a family of 3 in Fresh Pond. 44-year-old Tricia Young, a resident of that community, and her 2 sons, 18-year-old Imari Young and 22-year-old Christopher Young, were jointly charged with handling stolen goods. On Monday, April 29th, Pacheco's family was summoned to identify remains that were in a shallow grave near Consejo Village. Here's more from Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero.
On Monday, the 29th of April 2024, police visited an area in the Corozal district on the Consejo Road where human remains were found. The area was visited by the forensics, and the remains were taken to the laboratory for analysis. Some items were found in the area which were identified by the family as suspected to be the body of Rosalito Pacheco, who had been reported missing a couple months ago.
The Commissioner of Police has stated that Cruz Castillo was killed by police, was one of the main suspects. Did the investigation reveal whether or not he may have killed Mr. Pacheco?
He was a suspect. Again, he is now deceased, so that is the closure for that. That is all information I can provide at this time.
Did the persons that were charged with handling stolen goods in relation to Pacheco's vehicle, did they say whether or not they had gotten the keys whether or not Mr. Cruz had left that vehicle in the area?
They were charged for handling stolen goods only, and that is all information we had, that they were in possession of that vehicle, but we do not know if they have any connection to the murder. At some point, they are saying somebody brought the car to them in the area of Belmopan.
Is there any indication of how he might have died?
Not at this time. We are awaiting the post-mortem examination.
On Friday, April 26, police received a report on the discovery of human remains in San Pedro town. The report came from contractor William Galliano, and after his team discovered a human jawbone amongst other bones while they were digging. The team had reportedly only dug about 3.5 feet into the ground, where they intended to erect a post when the bones were unearthed. The authorities were notified around 5:20 p.m. and an investigation was launched. Here's Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero with more details.
On Friday, the 26th of April 2024, police visited an area north of San Pedro where some work was being done. The workers came across human remains. The remains were removed from the area by the forensics.
In August of 2023, 46-year-old Dimas Duarte, a naturalized Belizean laborer of Billy White Village, was involved in a shooting incident which led to the death of Eric Estrada. Reports are that during a brawl, Duarte pulled a handgun and fired several shots at Estrada, killing him. Since 2023, Duarte has been wanted for murder and on the run for the past 8 months. He had managed to evade police capture until just a few days ago, when he was captured by police in Honduras. Duarte was arraigned in the Benqueviejo Magistrates Court earlier today and was remanded until the 18th of July, 2024. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero updated us on the arrest.
Dimas Duarte, 46 years, of Billy White Village, was arrested and charged for the murder of Eric Estrada, which occurred in 2023 at El Rey Bar in Billy White. He was taken to court this morning where he has now been remanded to prison.
Did the Honduras police give an indication of where they found him, where or how they found him?
No, I do not have the exact location where he was found. All I know is he was found in Honduras.
Tonight, a man is still in critical condition after he was stabbed during an altercation on Sunday. Pacifico Ogales was at a bus stop in San Antonio Village in Toledo when a dispute between him and several others turned violent. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero briefed us on the details thus far.
On Sunday, the 29th of April 2024, police visited San Antonio Village, Toledo District, where they saw a male person identified as Pacifico Ogales with a stab wound to the neck. He was immediately taken to the Punta Gorda Hospital for treatment, where he remains in a critical condition. Investigations that he was at a bus shed in the village and he had an altercation with some persons, at which point one of them inflicted a stab wound to him. We have one suspect in custody and the investigation into this matter continues.
After the break, several fatal road incidents across Belize. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Greetings from the Ministry of Rural Transformation, Community Development, Labor and Local Government. Today, as we commemorate Labor Day, let us take a moment to recognize the invaluable contribution of each worker in Belize. We appreciate the hard work, dedication, and the significant roles each worker plays in our country. It is the dedication and commitment of our workforce that drives Belize forward. In this rapidly evolving world of work, characterized by transformative changes and unprecedented challenges, it is critical that we adapt and innovate to ensure the well-being of our workers. As we reflect on the significance of Labor Day, let us consider the critical changes shaping our world of work and the proactive steps we are taking to respond to these changes. Our Ministry of Labor has been actively working on improving the working conditions and empowering our workforce. Through strategic initiatives and partnerships, we are laying the groundwork for a better future for our workers. We have embarked on a journey of digital transformation by upgrading our digital platforms and enhancing services like the temporary employment permit and the labor complaints management system, making them more efficient and user-friendly. Recognizing the evolving nature of the labor market, we are also undertaking a comprehensive review and modernization of the Labor Act enacted in 1960. With support of the International Labour Organization and collaboration of the Labour Advisory Board, we anticipate achieving a modernized Labor Act for Belize. We are also revising the Trade Union Act and the Trade Union and Employers Organization Act to streamline and enhance their relevance, which will improve industrial relations and protect the rights and interests of both workers and employers. Additionally, we are currently developing a new decent work country program with the International Labour Organization supported by the Labour Advisory Board. We have also initiated efforts to reintroduce the Occupational Safety and Health Bill. Through extensive engagement, we formulated recommendations to strengthen the bill and to create safer workplaces. After receiving approval from the Cabinet in January 2024, the bill is now under review by the Attorney General's Ministry before its reintroduction to the National Assembly. Furthermore, we have been actively ensuring the implementation of the $5 minimum wage increase, which became effective on January 1st, 2023. By monitoring and enforcing compliance, the Ministry is working closely with employers, providing advice and conducting routine inspections. To better prepare our national workforce, we have implemented a professional development training program for employment officers and established strategic partnerships for job preparedness training and employment initiatives, opening new opportunities for people to enhance their skills and access employment opportunities. Additionally, with support from the Inter-American Development Bank, we are conducting a diagnostic on the public employment services for Belize, aiming to modernize employment services by enhancing labor, intermediation, and migration management, along with digitalization efforts. Furthermore, we are combating the worst forms of child labor through various initiatives. Our comprehensive child labor awareness and education campaign has reached thousands of students, highlighted by educational sessions and a national poster competition. We have also signed memoranda of understanding with key industry associations to eradicate child labor from major industries. Finally, our public awareness and education efforts have reached thousands of Belizean workers and employers, enhancing understanding and compliance with labor laws and regulations across the country. As we celebrate these achievements, let us acknowledge the invaluable contributions of all our stakeholders, including our dedicated employees, employers, and all members of the boards and tribunals under the auspices of the Labor Department. Your support and collaboration are essential as we build a brighter future for all Belizeans. Thank you, and I extend my best wishes to all hardworking laborers and a happy Labor Day.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation, a journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, Smart has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, Smart has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making Smart a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the Smart family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Smart, bringing people together.
Shabat is a complete failure.
It seems that the battles follow me wherever I go.
The first important task given to him after getting elected was to head the Ministry of Health and Wellness in the midst of the pandemic. And he failed so miserably, the ministry had to be taken away from him. Since then, he has continued to fail the people of Cayo North. The UDP left a modern, grant-funded water project in progress for Bullet Tree, and it was abandoned by Shabat, leaving the village to suffer. The UDP left adequate funding and 5.19 acres of designated land for a new high school and primary school in the Contiki area. That is also now being abandoned by Shabat. In 3 years, more than $1 million in community development funds and monies from the community vote have been disbursed to him at over $26,000 per month. But no one knows what he has done with it for the people of Cayo North. The voters of the constituency sent Shabat a clear message on March 6 that they are not pleased with him, but rather than heed the message, he issues insults even to members of his own party.
These blue conkers who now seek to undermine us.
Shabat has completely failed Cayo North, and Cayo North will completely reject him.
The extended weekend saw the deaths of several motorists, all from road traffic incidents. On Sunday, Elmer Flores was found lying motionless next to his motorcycle in St. Matthew's Village. Another fatal incident occurred the following day in Cayo District, when a motorcycle driver, identified as Justin Vasquez, was found with severe injuries to the head and body. Also at the scene was an abandoned pickup truck, where the perpetrator presumably fled from. We spoke with Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero for the full report.
On Sunday, the 28th day of April 2024, police visited St. Matthew's Village, where there was a report of a fatal road traffic accident. Upon the arrival, police saw a Ford 150 pickup and a motorcycle extensively damaged. Police further made checks and saw the lifeless body of Elmer Flores, 46 with several injuries. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Information is that Adalberto Romero was driving the Ford 150 and he overtook several vehicles and collided into the motorcycle which was coming in the opposite direction. An investigation was carried out. Adalberto Romero has since been arrested and charged for driving motor vehicle without due care and attention, causing death by careless conduct, and manslaughter by negligence.
No alcohol involved.
Urine specimen was obtained and that will be tested. On Monday, the 29th of April 2024, police visited Christopher Road, where there was a fatal road traffic accident. They saw a motorcycle with damages, and found at the scene was a person later identified as Justin Vasquez, 31 years, with several injuries to the head and body. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Information is that a pickup truck had crashed into a lamppost and the wires were hanging across the street when the motorcycle came and he got caught in the wires. We are still looking for the driver of that vehicle who fled from the scene after the accident.
Earlier this week, we reported on 2 fatal road traffic accidents that occurred this weekend that led to the deaths of 2 individuals. Regrettably, there are 2 more deaths to report on because of road collisions. On Saturday, a 63-year-old man was found injured on Bullet Tree Road near his motorcycle. He was taken to the hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. The following day, on the Philip Golson Highway, a person was found dead near his bicycle. One person has been detained for the incident. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero gave us some more details.
On Saturday, the 27th of April 2024, police responded to a fatal road traffic accident on the Bullet Tree Road. Upon arrival, they saw a red pickup and a motorcycle with damages. Information is that the motorcycle was being driven by a Jamil Bedran, 63 years. He received several injuries. He was taken to the hospital where he passed away 2 days after. Rene Kuel was the driver of the vehicle involved, a red pickup. He was arrested and charged for failure to provide specimen for analysis.
So it's likely that he must have been drinking?
Yes, that is what we suspect. He was under the influence of alcohol.
Will more charges be laid?
Yes, charges will be upgraded since the victim now passed away. On Sunday, the 28th of April 2024, police visited an area between miles 77 and 78 on the Philip Golson Highway. Upon arrival, they saw a bicycle with damages and a male person later identified as Gabriel Chable with several injuries. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Police later recovered a Toyota 4Runner vehicle in Orange Walk. A person was detained. He was identified as Carlos Avila, and he has now since been arrested and charged for manslaughter by negligence, causing death by careless conduct, and drove motor vehicle without due care and attention.
Attorney Oscar Salgado returned to the High Court today, where his new attorneys, Arthur Saldivar and Darrell Bradley, were given time to review their clients' reports prior to mitigation. Bradley appeared virtually, while Saldivar had another court matter to attend to and was absent from the proceedings. There are 3 reports that have been furnished to them for perusal: a prison report, a social inquiry report, and a psychological report that have all been prepared by people who have had a chance to analyze the defendant over the past few weeks. Salgado, convicted of abetment to commit murder upon Marilyn Barnes in 2019, was ordered to return to the court on May 13th, when his attorneys will present a mitigation plea on his behalf, asking for the court's leniency in sentencing him. But Salgado, who has already filed for an appeal of his conviction laid down by Justice Nigel Pilgrim, had other concerns as he appeared in court today. He asked the court's indulgence to investigate the dosage of insulin that the prison system has been administering to him. He said that he had erroneously informed the prison of the amount of insulin he should be receiving, but that he had corrected the error. Now he says the prison is still administering double the dosage that he should be receiving, and it is now resulting in a dangerously low glucose level for him. He also said that he asked his family to provide a physician for him this morning. The doctor revealed that upon administering a test, Salgado's glucose level was far lower than it ought to have been. Justice Pilgrim said he would do what he can to have the matter addressed. But when we checked with the CEO of Kobe Foundation, Virgilio Murillo, following Salgado's complaint, Murillo responded saying, quote, "Dr. Novello told me he just got that clarification from him on Friday last. His glucose is tested regularly, and the doctor has not raised any concerns about him whatsoever," end quote. Salgado asked permission to meet with his family before he was escorted back to the Belize Central Prison, and he was granted that opportunity. After speaking with him, his attorney Arthur Saldivar told reporters about the process ahead for Salgado.
The judge asked the other attorney for Mr. Salgado about 3 reports that I think you must review in order to prepare for mitigation. A prison report, psychological report, and I think a social assessment report. Can you speak to those? Have you been able to review those reports?
No, I have not. Those are standard reports whenever a person who has been accused is convicted of an offense, those reports are normally antecedents to the sentencing process. So, insofar as they exist, I believe they have been forwarded to the attorney with conduct of the mitigation. A notice of appeal has been filed. This has nothing to do with that. This is the natural termination of the trial process. So he was convicted. Now he has to be sentenced for this trial to be fully concluded. And once the trial is fully concluded, then and only then would he be able to go to the Court of Appeal. But he has made his application already for this matter to be appealed.
Before the case was adjourned, Justice Pilgrim shared with Salgado a copy of a sentencing guideline from another country on attempted murder, explaining that he had not seen a sentencing guideline for this region that he could share. Salgado noted upon receipt of the guideline that it was for attempted murder, to which the judge explained that only the relevant portions of the guidelines could apply, such as aggravating factors and mitigating factors. But Saldivar did not agree that the guideline was appropriate to share, and he explained why.
I don't see guidelines pertaining to attempt murder as being adequate in this circumstance. From my understanding of the facts, the virtual complainant was under no threat of life at any time. A third party made claims that at the end of the day the court accepted and convicted on, but the virtual complainant herself, no attempts were made on her. That would be a mitigating factor, a major mitigating factor, that the virtual complainant was never under threat, never perceived any threat. And I think another mitigating factor would be that the judge himself believed what Mr. Ramirez said, in that he never intended to do anything in respect of the murder. Okay? So if the judge did not believe that Mr. Ramirez was going to do anything and the virtual complainant herself was under no threat, I don't see what more mitigating factor than that one would need. The now convicted is saying that an error was made in law, and that error in law and fact may very well result in him being exonerated. So until then, I would not want to speak with any finality on any findings that were made in this instant matter.
Last Thursday, Brigadier General Azariel Loria, Commandant of the Belize Defense Force, led a group of reporters to Sarstoon, where the BDF inaugurated a newly reconstructed forward operating base at the mouth of the river. During their time at the FOB, Brigadier General Loria also took the media on a tour around Sarstoon Island, a contested landmass in the middle of the river that is also being claimed by Guatemala. The Guatemalan armed forces once again engaged in an exchange of words with the BDF contingent. Over the weekend, video of a press conference held by the Guatemalan military was in circulation online. Earlier today, Prime Minister John Briceño was asked for a comment on the recent face-off between the BDF and the Guatemalan army.
Well, I think I want to leave that for the minister. We agree that he's going to answer that. But as always, we always stand up to defend what legally and historically belongs to Belize. And the Sarstoon is the boundary between both countries, and that has not changed. And then we're going to follow the due process with the OAS, the family, the friends of Belize, and everyone to ensure that we can keep Guatemala in check. But the Foreign Minister can give you more details.
When we return, BEL activates load shedding following CFE Mexico challenges.
We understand that there aren't enough hours in the day. That's why RF&G is working to make the process of renewing your insurance policies easier. WhatsApp the words "Get Started" to 670-8700. We will prompt you to select the service you are interested in. Select the service and answer a few simple questions. An RF&G representative will process your request and follow up with you when your transaction is completed. It's that easy. Use WhatsApp and skip the lines. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
The Atlantic International Bank, the biggest and costliest disputes in Belize's banking history, has ended with a now approved $23 million settlement. That's how much Atlantic International Bank must fork over to the Federal Trade Commission.
Remember back in 2019 when Atlantic International Bank was sued for its involvement in the Sanctuary Bay land scam?
The amount involved would in any case have killed the bank.
It has already forced the winding up of Belize's largest offshore bank, Atlantic International, and that has left scores of depositors holding an empty bag, standing to lose possibly all their savings.
Back then, it was Atlantic International, killed by a $23 million settlement. Now, Atlantic Bank has loaned over $60 million to Stake Bank without adequate collateral.
So, what will the central bank Governor Kareem Michael do?
Mr. Governor, will you not address the nation? Should depositors be concerned about their money?
How can a precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate.
For the road. Bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
On Monday, the Belize Electricity Limited informed its customers that CFE Mexico is encountering difficulties in maintaining power supply to our grid. As a result, CFE has asked the company to make the necessary arrangements to supply Belize's demand from our local generation sources. According to BEL's statement on Monday, the nation's demand for electricity is currently over 100 megawatts, while the maximum available in-country capacity is around 84 megawatts. So, what does that mean? Well, BEL will have to carry out the significant load shedding to maintain the stability of the grid. In similar terms, the company must temporarily cut off electricity to certain areas to prevent the entire system from failing. Belize Electricity Limited held a press conference this afternoon where Jose Moreno, the general manager of distribution services, told reporters that the company is working to increase its supply capacity to the country.
Last night, basically, we had one of those days where they call us and they tell us we need to curtail your supply. And you guys, so that you guys need to zero the transfer of power at the interconnection point, right? When that happened, we had to bring up all the generation that was available. And that was not enough so that we could zero. So thereafter, we had to do some load shedding. We opened a few of our distribution feeders in order for us to be able to meet that requirement. Now, what is happening to us nowadays is, it's something that we foresaw happening, and we took action. I think we went ahead and purchased another gas turbine, and we have located and we have deployed that to San Pedro. However, that project is still not commissioned. It is expected to be commissioned by the end of May, early June. We also have another project that is really impacting our performance right now, which is the availability of the gas turbine at Mile 8. And why is that? Is because that unit is undergoing another upgrading project. We are almost at the end of the third week of that project. We have GE here. We have different contractors working on that turbine replacement. And that's why we went ahead as a responsible utility. We went ahead and notified our customers that during these 30 days, we would be very vulnerable because without the additional 20 megawatts of capacity, that, you know, we take that 20 megawatts of capacity from our in-country equation. We also lose the capacity to have those emergency or black start procedures in case that we lose the system. And that happened early this morning.
According to Moreno, since Monday night, there have been numerous interruptions to electricity supply across the country because of high demands and inadequate supply. BEL is urging customers to curtail their use of power. He noted that with the commissioning of the upgraded feeder at Mile 8, power supply should be back to near normal this weekend. But until then, there will be numerous inconsistencies in the power supply.
This evening, if CFE curtails us again, we will have to rotate some outages. We will have to affect some feeders, given that the demand today was as high as it is, as it was yesterday. So we will have to rotate a few outages for the time during that peak time, because normally it happens at the time that CFE also goes through their peak, right? And normally that is between 7 and 10 o'clock at night, right? But there is light at the end of the tunnel. And we are, as I mentioned, that we are doing an upgrade of the gas turbine at Mile 8. With that upgrade, we should be getting 10 additional megawatts to the 20 that unit was rated earlier, right? And that unit is supposed to start commissioning by this weekend, right? So we expect to have that unit online by early next week. The process of restoring the system is kind of complex. We have to make sure that we match generation to the demand that we are going to add, right? And sometimes the units, the generating units, because those are smaller units, become very unstable when you add new load like that. And some of them will not converge, right? Will not stay, and they go off. Their protection takes them off because either of frequency or voltage. And when that happens, it starts cascading the whole system again and we lose it, right? So that is what was happening this morning.
Earlier in our newscast, we told you about convicted attorney Oscar Salgado's court appearance. He is being represented by attorney Arthur Saldivar, who says blame for delays at the courts on the frequent power outages. According to Saldivar, far beyond the heat, the court system relies on recording abilities to proceed with cases, and the interruptions in power supply have been an inconvenience.
It's very disturbing. It's a matter of great concern, and it should be a matter of great concern to every Belizean, especially the timing of these blackouts. During the day here at court, we are seeing where it's inconveniencing the judiciary and the administration of justice. These matters have to be recorded, you see, so It's not a situation, it's not a frivolous thing that is just the heat, but there's a recording system that must be operational whenever these testimonies are given in mitigation and these submissions are made.
Up next, the return of the Agric Dog Show.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
The Atlantic International Bank, biggest and costliest disputes in Belize's banking history, has ended with a now approved $23 million settlement. That's how much Atlantic International Bank must fork over to the Federal Trade Commission.
Remember back in 2019 when Atlantic International Bank was sued for its involvement in the Sanctuary Bay land scam?
The amount involved would, in any case, have killed the bank.
It has already forced the winding up of Belize's largest offshore bank, Atlantic International, and that has left scores of depositors holding an empty bag, standing to lose possibly all their savings.
Back then, it was Atlantic International, killed by a $23 million settlement. Now, Atlantic Bank has loaned over $60 million to Stake Bank without adequate collateral.
So, what will the central bank Governor Kareem Michael do?
Mr. Governor, will you not address the nation? Should depositors be concerned about their money?
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Thousands from across the country converged on the National Agriculture and Trade Showgrounds over the weekend for the annual event in the Cayo District. There was a lot to see and do, and of course, plenty to spend on. The weekend also included loads of entertainment for the grown folks and their families. One such event was the return of the dog show. The show was a featured attraction at the annual event about a decade ago. That is, until it was discontinued, even before the COVID-19 pandemic. But one dog lover at the Ministry of Agriculture decided to breathe new life into the event. News 5's Paul Lopez was there, and he filed the following report.
Thousands showed up to the National Agriculture and Trade Show over the weekend in Belmopan. The annual event draws visitors looking for deals, good food, and entertainment. The two-day rodeo show is a huge attraction. Horse racing was featured for the first time this year. Another highlight of the weekend was the return of the Agric Dog Show. Canine enthusiasts gathered on the northern end of the grounds to show off their dogs and win some prizes. Omar Phillips, first-class clerk at the Ministry of Agriculture, organized the event.
Personally, I'm an avid dog lover, and I know there's a growing popularity for dogs in Belize City and events like this. So it was just an idea I threw out to the NATS committee, and they liked the idea and they ran with it, so I ended up coordinating this event.
Day one was all about the bully showdown. Bully owners from across the country brought out their canine companions for the show. There were tents, water bowls, and water hoses set up across the area to keep the dogs hydrated and cool under the heat of the day. We sought to find out more about the owners and their dogs, as well as the stigma that is attached to the bully breed.
This dog I have is an American bully, standard class.
He seems very photogenic. Is this his first time competing?
Yeah, this is his first time competing, and he likes the camera. Yeah, he likes the camera.
How old is he?
He's 2 years. 2 years, yeah.
I didn't get his name.
He's also Martinez.
Mufasa is the name, Mufasa, and he's our Excel bully.
What distinguishes or makes an Excel bully? I mean, apart from his obvious size.
Yeah, well, I have forgot to the size. But Excel bully come from like 21 inches to 23 inches. That's why they now Excel. The smaller one, like the standard, and then there are different sizes underneath the Excel.
This morning we bring out King Kong. We got Gia, and we got Unique.
And you have your kids with you as well?
Yeah. They are my supporters along this journey. They love this. You understand? They love this. This is not just about having dogs that they're a part of we family.
This is a Maximus, right? This is our Excel American bully. This is the Hazel. This is our pocket bully. And this is the Mocha, also a pocket bully. When we do breeding, we do selective breeding, right? And it's never about the money. It's about the quality of the dogs, the characteristics of the dogs. A lot of people just breed to breed, but you have to understand that just like humans, like everything, these dogs also have a genome, genes, and there are defects that can come about. So you have to really be careful how you match the dogs together.
Sean Hyde's Mufasa was crowned the grand champion for the Bully Showdown. Yodi Swazo and Jose Espat also walked away with prizes from other categories. Day 2 of the event saw dog owners bring out multiple breeds for the all-breed fun show. Arthur Veos brought out Leo, a Bourboil. Leo participated in the biggest dog and the best groomed dog categories.
Let's go support the show, man, and show me breed a dog where I have. This
breed, what category will it compete in today?
Well, it's a large dog, but as you can see, he's a 1-year-old puppy. Yeah. 160 pounds.
And then there's Fiji, the 11-year-old poodle, and his owner, Camille Polanco. Fiji competed in the best groomed dog category. He was also the only dog to participate in the most obedient dog category. Though he did not heed all the commands of Polanco, Fiji was obedient to most and received treats as a reward.
My dog is already a senior, almost 11 years, so we just decided to enter for fun.
What has it been like having Fiji for his lifetime?
The best thing ever. Yeah? Yes, he's the best support, a lot of love, and it also taught me to be patient.
What do you think when you see all these dogs out here today and all these dog lovers?
It's amazing, and it's also an opportunity for him to meet other dogs as well, and just to come out and have fun.
I have Biggie and I have Harley outside.
Okay, so what breed of dogs are they?
The female is a Napoleon King Crosser with Pitbull, and the male is a Napoleon King Crosser.
Tina, a miniature pinscher owned by Tanya Santos, was best in show on Sunday. The event also included a category for the best pot liquor dog that no one participated in. Racina's Imports Limited is one of the main sponsors of the 2-day event.
We first spoke with Omar and he told us what he was doing and what he wanted to bring across with all the different pits and wanted to do a show, right? And I said, well, we're one of the largest distributors of dog food in the country. So we said, definitely, why not? I wanted to be part of it, and I wanted also promote my dog food, which in this case would be Rambucan. And why Rambucan? Because it's one of the highest protein dog food in the country.
Omar Phillips, the organizer of the dog show, says next year's event will be bigger and better. According to Phillips, 4 shows are being organized across the country.
Well, the plan is to have at least 4 smaller shows leading up to this grand show. So after this show, I'm going to take 1 week rest, and then I'm going to plan the next show.
Okay, so Belizeans can look out for more. And is this like a moving show?
Yes, there'll be one. The next one will be down south. Then we're going to the north, and then Cayo, and then Belize City.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Over 12 weeks of highly competitive football in the William Dawson Peace Cup came to an end on Sunday. 12 teams comprised of more than 250 players and staff started the tournament on January 6th. But there can only be one winner. After playing in 6 different venues over the course of the season, the final match was played inside the MCC grounds. Tutbay Football Club took on Cesar Ridge FC to see who will be crowned champions. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
The William Dawson Peace Cup ended on Sunday with a match that was worthy of a championship game. Cesar Ridge FC took on Tutbay FC in a match that ended in a penalty shootout. The game was played inside the MCC grounds. The sounds of cultural drumming and singing filled the air to start the afternoon. Richard Mendoza secured the first goal of the game for Tutbay off a shot on target from outside the penalty box. Mendoza was in front of the goal to take advantage of the goalkeeper's fumble. 7 minutes later, Tyrone Guy returned the favor for Cesar Ridge from a fast break that led to a soft touch into the net directly in front of the goal. The game was tied at 1 apiece going into the second half. No goals were scored in the second half of the game, so the match went into extra time. In the second half of extra time, Tutbay once again finds the back of the net, this time with a great deal of skills and finesse on display. Determined to stay in the game, Cesar Ridge came from behind with a bombshell drop kick from behind the penalty box that flew over the goalkeeper's head and into the net. That goal took the game into penalty. Cesar Ridge's first penalty shot was good. Tutbay also scored their first shot. Both teams kept exchanging goals and they were tied at 3 goals each when Tutbay's goalkeeper stopped a penalty shot from Cesar Ridge. With the championship on the line, Tutbay had the last penalty shot of the match. The ball went past the goalkeeper and into the net. Tutbay FC is your 2024 William Dawson Peace Cup champions. A short ceremony was held after the match to recognize all the teams that participated in the tournament's inaugural season.
Today our testament to show that as young people we can play in unity and harmony, and everybody cannot win. I want to congratulate Tutbay for being the champion, and likewise Cesar Ridge for coming second, and all those who participate in this competition. As I was walking around the field, most fans come to me and say, look at the condition of the MCC field. And I can assure you, by next year, this time, MCC will be back to its glory days. We are going to make sure. I was able to convince Cabinet to set aside $2 million to fix up facilities in the country. And Belize City will be first and foremost.
We had limited incidents and accidents, but we lost one. And so we must take that time to recognize CJ, Charles James, who was one of us. Big up CJ. This tournament, based on its purpose, which is to create peace, we did it. We create peace among players who now socialize better with each other. Every week, every month, we saw this tournament developing. We saw it growing better. Receiving an official letter from the FFB stating that we are now recognized and sanctioned through the Belize District Football Association. This letter also commended our organizing committee for its hard work and dedication to this tournament, and very importantly, as stated, we will also allow the two representatives of our tournament, your champions and sub-champions, to be part of our National Amateur League Championship in 2020-24.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.